All right, today we're going to unpack something really interesting. It's the story of a third-generation family business up in Wisconsin that isn't just surviving. It's actually taking on global giants and winning. This is all about Brunk Industries. Let's get into it.
So this is the big question, right? In a world just dominated by these massive multinational corporations, how does a family-owned US-based company become a go-to partner for some of the biggest names in, say, medical technology and even defense? It seems impossible.
Well, the answer really starts when you figure out what Brunk actually is. See, they're not just another manufacturer. The best way to think of them is as a boutique powerhouse. And get this. About 80% of their entire business is laser-focused on the super high-stakes medical device world.
And the real heart of their whole strategy, their entire game plan, comes down to this one powerful idea they call the transformation mandate. Now, this isn't just some marketing slogan. It's literally their entire business model. It's how they create just incredible value for their customers.
Okay, so what in the world is transformation? Put simply, it's their process of taking a part that's usually made by machining, which is often a slow, really expensive way to do things, and totally re-engineering it. The goal? To make it through precision metal stamping so they can deliver a better quality part for way, way less money.
Let's just break down the difference here because it's key. Think of machining as carving away metal from a block. It's time-consuming, and it can actually weaken the part because you're cutting across its natural grain structure. But stamping, that's different. It forms the metal, often in just one big press cycle. This keeps the material's grain intact, making the final product stronger, and believe it or not, gives you a ton more design freedom.
Okay, so this whole transformation idea sounds great, but let's be real. Promising something and actually delivering on it are two totally different things. To pull this off, Brunk has what you could only call a secret weapon. It's this core asset that truly, fundamentally sets them apart from pretty much everyone else.
So, it begs the question, right? What is this engine? What allows a medium-sized company in Wisconsin to solve these incredibly complex engineering problems that other companies just can't? The answer is this number, 72. Brunk employs an absolutely staggering 72 in-house tool and die makers. These are the master artisans, the craftspeople who design and build the incredibly complex, proprietary tools that make this whole transformation from machining to stamping even possible.
Now, just to put that number into perspective for you, in a company of about 300 people, almost a quarter of the entire workforce is dedicated to this one single, incredibly high-skill craft. I mean, while so many competitors are outsourcing this kind of work, Brunk has doubled down and made it the absolute core of who they are.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is their official strategy. The company's CEO, Lars Brunk, he says it himself. These toolmakers are their key differentiator in the market. They're not just part of the business, they are the heart of the business.
But here's the twist. Don't for a second think this is just some old-fashioned craft. Brunk's whole strategy is this beautiful fusion of heritage and high-tech. They take the art of their 72 toolmakers and pair it with the hard science of modern data-driven manufacturing.
And you know, this focus on tech isn't anything new for them. If you look at this timeline, way back in 1992, they were already pioneers, putting electronic sensors inside their stamping dies. And today, that's evolved into what they call smart die technology, where the tools themselves are literally communicating back to the operators in real time.
So what does all that tech actually get you? Well, it means you can validate every single part as it's being made. It lets you predict when a tool needs maintenance before it breaks down. And this is huge for their medical and defense clients. It provides hard, provable data that every single part is made exactly the same way every single time. So, okay, we've seen Brunk's secret sauce, right? An army of artisan toolmakers who are armed with some seriously smart technology. So now, let's put them back into the real world and see how this unique strategy actually stacks up against those global giants we were talking about. This is really the bottom line for any business, isn't it? It's one thing to have a cool, unique model, but does it actually give you a real competitive edge in the marketplace? Let's find out. So this table really lays it all out. You can see right away, while competitors are all about their global footprint and offering end-to-end services, building a whole device, Brunk is proudly US-centric. They don't have a dozen factories around the world. Their core differentiator is right there at the top, the transformation. And that brings us to the first huge strategic takeaway. This is a classic case of depth versus breadth. You've got competitors like Biomerix and Micro who offer a massive breadth of services, the whole shebang. But Brunk? They focus every ounce of their energy on engineering depth, on being the absolute best in the world at solving the hardest problems at the component level.
The second key difference is their actual business model. A company like Paragon competes on global scale. They offer huge capacity and supply chain security. Brunk's model is the total opposite. It's consultative. It's a partnership. They use their transformation skill to work with the client to create a totally unique, cost-saving solution together.
When you put all the pieces together, you arrive at this really powerful conclusion. Brunk Industries isn't really what it looks like from the outside. They are, for all intents and purposes, a technology company that just happens to be disguised as the third-generation manufacturer. Their real product isn't stamped metal, it's brainpower, it's engineering expertise.
And that really leaves us with this one final thought. By choosing engineering depth over global breadth, Brunk has carved out this incredibly smart, defensible niche for themselves. They've basically become the go-to partner for one very specific person, the engineer who has a critical component that's just too expensive, a component that everyone else has said is simply impossible to make. And you know what? That might just be the smartest way to compete of all.